Everyone with a simple word. Jai Shri Ram. So welcome all
Jai
of you.
Shri Ram.
Jai Shri
So,
Ram.
Krishna.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
so before we start our session, as usual, let's read the prayers, our salutations to. First, we'll start with our salutation to Lord Ganesha. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada Gajanam Bhut Ganati Sevitam Kavita Jambu Palasara Bhakshitam Umasutam Shok Vinashakaranam Namami Vigneshwara Padapankaj. And salutations to Sage Valmiki Pujantam Ram Raveti Maduram Maduraksharam Arukya Kavita Shakam Vande Valmiki Kokilam Valmiki Muni Simhasaya Kavita Varacharinaha Shanvan Ram Kathanadam Konayati Param Gatim Ya Piban Satatam Ramacharita Sagaram Atriptum Munim Dvandi Prachitasa Kalmasham Yavat Sayati Giriha Saritascha Mahitale Tavat Ramayana Gatha Lokeshu Pracharishyati. Then our salutations to Lord Hanuma Goshpadi Kurutu Varisam Maski Kurutu Rakshasam Ramayanam Mahamalam Ratnam Vande Anil Atmayam Anjananandam Veeram Janaki Shokanasanam Kabis Aksham Antaram Vande Lanka Bhayankaram Manojava Marutulya Vegam Jitendriya Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmaja Bhana Yutham Mukyam Sri Ramadutam Sirasam Namami Yat Yat Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Krita Mastaka Anjalim Bashpa Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam Ullanga Sindho Salilam Salilam Yatha Shok Vahim Janak Atmaje Adhara Ten Eva Dada Lankam Namamitam Prananjalim Anjaneyam. Then we take salutations to Lord Rama. I think the PDF has been already been sent in the group. Please go through the.
Sent last week. I'll send it again.
Yeah, please send it once more so that people know how to refer to or rather what we are reading. Salutations to Lord Rama. Om Apadam Apahartaram Dataram Sarva Sampadam Lokabhiramam Sri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namami. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitapate Namaha. Neelambuja Shamala Komalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Pano Maha Shayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvamshanatham Ved Ved Pare Pumsi Jate Dasarat Atmaje Ved Pracheta Dasid Sakshat Ramayana Atmanam Vede Sahitam Sudurmatale Haime Mahamandape Madhye Pushpakamase Manimaye Virasane Shushtitam Agre Vacheti Prabham Janasute Tattvam Munibhyam Param Vyakhyantam Bharat Adibhi Privrivitam Ramam Bhaje Shamalam. So as I mentioned in the last session, Valmiki never did mention any Mangalacharan for the Ramayana. The reason is Valmiki thought, Acharya say very beautifully, something which is from starting to end, which is everything is Mangal. There is no special Mangalacharan required for that. It's always Mangalacharan. So the first session or the first shloka which we discussed last week, Tapaswadhyaya Nirantam Tapasya with Vadvigavaram Naradam Pariprachaya Valmiki Muni Pungamam. Here, in this shloka, we just discussed about the qualities of a guru. Tapasvi, Tapa Swadhyaya Nirantam. Three qualities. First word itself mentions, the first word of the shloka mentions three qualities. Tapa, Swadhyaya, Nirantam. How the Swadhyaya means reading of the scriptures. It should be Nirantam, always reading the scriptures. You should do Tapa. And then Tapasvi, he should be a Tapasvi. He has to follow some austerities. And last but not the least, Bhagavatam. That is, he should be, eloquent in the scriptures. You should know all the various aspects of scripture. Scripture doesn't mean only one segment. It has got various aspects which has to be understood fully. And then Narada Pariprachaya, Valmiki asked Narada, which is the right, who was the greatest person and who is asking him who is his spiritual master, and is asking him who is asking Valmiki Munipungavam, who is the best among the. Why is one best among the sages? I mentioned very clearly, it is solely because he is always immersed in the Supreme Lord. So coming to today's shloka, that is, there are 3 shlokas together, 1.1.2, 3 and 4. Konasmin sampraptam loke gunavan kasya cha viryavan dharmagyasya cha kritagyasya cha satyavakyo dridavataha charitrena cha ko yuktaha sarvabhuteshu ko hitaha vidwan ka samratasya kasya cha ek priyadarshinaha आत्मावान को जित क्रोधो द्युतिमान को अनुसूयकः कस्य विवेति देवस्य च जातरोषस्य संयुगे. Very important questions asked by Narad Muni. Asked to Narad Muni by Valmiki. Valmiki is asking a series of qualities. He is asking, and he is asking these qualities to one who is in knowledge, who knows about God. I described the definition of Narada. Does anyone remember? Anyone remember what I had mentioned, the definition of Narada? Very important. Nara. Yeah. Does anyone know? Okay. Puja Mataji, mute everyone, please. They can unmute themselves when they want. Okay. Narada. The word Nara, Ada. Da means destroyer, and Nara means the ignorance of humans. So Narada is the destroyer of ignorance of the humans. And why does he get this power? From where does he get the power? By simply chanting the holy name of the Lord, always you see in any movie, any drama, anything, what is Narada doing? Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Just taking the name of Lord Narayana, and by which he gets these powers. We are off late, we are attracted towards people who are coming to Kumbh Mela, various sadhus, aghoris, trying to show some powers. They are not powers, they are siddhis. And to get siddhis is not something impossible. But what is very difficult, more than getting a siddhi, is getting out of the cycle of birth and death. And that is what we call as liberation. So here, Valmiki is asking a question about the qualities of a person in samprapta loke. Samprapta means in this world, who's living in this world with these qualities. I would request someone to read the translation, please. Whoever is having the book can read the translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can I read?
Please.
Sage Valmiki asked Narada, at present, who is the one in this world who is endowed with excellent qualities, who is the heroic one, is the knower of righteousness, is grateful, is truthful, and is fixed in his vows? Who is the one endowed with good conduct and inclined towards the welfare of all living beings? Who is the one who is fully learned, who can do things that others cannot do? Who is that one and only one who is delightful and in appearance? Who is that self controlled one who has conquered anger? Who is the one who is effulgent and free from envy? Who is the one whom even the Devi Devtas fear in battle when he is angry?
My God, a series of questions have been asked by Valmiki. And Sage Valmiki is asking these questions very precisely. Let's go through this question. There are total various qualities, 16 qualities of God is mentioned in this shloka. And इसमें से हमको पता चलेगा कि भगवान के क्या-क्या लक्षण होते हैं, क्या-क्या गुण होते हैं. I'll just go through the translation once more before we go into the understanding of it. Sage Valmiki asked Narada, at present, who is the one in this world who is endowed with excellent qualities? अच्छे गुण किसके अंदर हैं? वो भी कब? अब इस धरती पर. And then he starts with some really unique and different qualities. He says, who is the heroic one? Is endowed with righteousness. One has to be heroic, एकदम शूरवीर होना चाहिए, but साथ में he has to be righteous, धर्मज्ञ होना चाहिए, धर्म से विरुद्ध नहीं होना चाहिए. Is grateful, contradictory, right? एक तो hero, and he should be grateful, thankful. The opposites. Is truthful and is fixed in his vows. एक बार बोल दिया जबान को कीमत. Then who is the one endowed with good conduct? अच्छा चरित्र होना चाहिए. And inclined towards the welfare of all beings. एक तो अच्छा conduct, लोगों का भला करने वाला, सत्य बोलने वाला, then grateful, thankful होना चाहिए. My God, why will he be thankful? He is a hero already. Then why will he be thankful? And then who is doing welfare for all beings? Who is the one who is fully learned also? A hero is not necessary to be learned, but here Valmiki is asking he should be learned. Who is that one who is fully learned? Who can do things that others cannot do? Other. And then who is that one? And only one who is delightful in appearance. Now you may say, sir, already we have got so many nice models who are looking very nice. We'll discuss that very important point. Who is that self-controlled one who has conquered anger? He has to be self-controlled. He has to be controlling anger. And with controlling anger, can someone fight? In a cool mood, no, I'm cool. I'm really enjoying myself. And then you have to punch someone because the heroic one has to fire. He has to do something. Then only he can be doing good to others also. He has to be truthful. एक बार जवान दिया तो उसको टिकना है. Okay. One who is self-controlled and who has conquered anger. Who is the one who is effulgent and free from envy? Beautiful point. I'll discuss that at detail when we go ahead. Who is the one of whom even the Devi Devatas fear in the battle when he is angry? So ये सब qualities जो है ना, these 16 qualities what we have asked is solely attributed to the Lord or the Supreme God. Now here in this session, we will understand the difference between Devi Devatas and God. Who is God? Whom do we consider as God, or who should be considered as God? Someone may say, sir, I worship Hanumanji. Someone may say, no, I worship Shivji. I worship Durga Devi. For me, Durga Devi is the ultimate. So, n number of people may say n number of gods. But who are they? Are they gods? Or, I mean, the word gods itself is wrong. Can be only God. S is plural form. There cannot be many gods. There can be only one God. But there can be 33 crore Devi Devatas as mentioned in the Shastra. So what do we understand from this? God is unique to Devi Devatas. And these qualities are only present in God, not even in Devi Devatas. What to talk about so-called man-made, man-created gods. There are many man-made created gods, you know. कोई बोलेगा प्रभु जी आप ही मेरे लिए भगवान हो, आपने मुझे मुसीबत के टाइम पे you gave me a 10,000 rupees loan, so for me you are God. Oh, that's not the definition of God. God's definition is very much different. So now let's understand the This shloka, very powerful and important shloka. We'll understand it in parts. Don't worry, we will not be discussing every shloka in detail like this. Some shlokas we'll be reading only the translation. The main जो important shlokas है हम उसी के ऊपर पूरा explanation देंगे. काफी लोग डर गए होंगे, अभी तो 4 श्लोका हुआ है, रामायण तो 24,000 श्लोका का है, कब खत्म होगा. So I would request someone to read the explanation, please.
Shall I read
Yes, ma'am.
the entire explanation?
Yeah. Just now, read the first paragraph. We go
Okay.
paragraph by paragraph.
Okay. Sage Valmiki's questions to Sage Narada imply that inquiries to a spiritual teacher should be on spiritual matters rather than on worldly matters. When people in general approach a spiritual teacher, that is Guru, they usually inquire about their family members or their material progress. From the scriptures, we understand that we are just souls, that is Atma, housed within our bodies. Due to ignorance, our inclination is towards worldly achievements that will eventually be taken away from us at the time of death. Whatever good or bad, happiness or distress, riches or poverty, which is experienced by us in this birth, is determined by our past karmas or actions. As a result, we can see even an atheist is enjoying all types of material opulence. According to Acharyas, our inquiry should be on a spiritual platform that will be beneficial for our soul's journey after it leaves the physical body. Human beings are only interested in eating, sleeping, mating, and protecting oneself, which even all animals do. However, the ideal question as per the Vedanta Sutra is Atatho Brahma Jigyasa, which means, who am I? Where did I come from in this world? What is the purpose of life? And what is my destination after death? However, most people do not ask these questions or they are too busy contemplating about their future.
Thank you, Mataji. So we'll first discuss this verse. This itself is a very heavy verse and take a lot of time to understand this. So generally हम लोग देखते हैं, we generally see people going to sadhus, babajis, great personalities, spiritual personalities, and going and asking them, बाबाजी नमस्ते, आपका पैर पड़ता हूँ, मेरे बेटे का कब शादी होगा, when will my son get married, when will my son get job, कब मेरा business बढ़ेगा, can I put up a new factory, I want to start a new business, blah blah blah. Do you think that is going to give that is the right question you should ask to a spiritual master? Better go and ask a wealth management person how to handle your wealth. Why do you go and ask a transcendental person, a spiritual person, about the growth in this material life? When a person who is a spiritual person can guide you spiritually, we are asking the wrong question to the wrong person. He's a spiritual person. Please ask spiritual questions to spiritual person. Never ask for material questions. But we do the opposite. The reason is we have always understood ourselves as a body. And as a body, we understand this material world as all in all. And then, जब इस दुनिया को ही हम सब कुछ समझते हैं, हम कहाँ अटक जाते हैं? Where is my wealth? What about my studies? What about my future? What about my daughter's marriage? This, that, and so on it goes. It has no end to these type of material talks. But I've already mentioned, लोग अक्सर लक्ष्मी पूजन करते हैं. I hope all of you all must be doing लक्ष्मी पूजन, right? सब लोग करते हैं कि नहीं करते? Someone raise your hand at least. I'll come to know if I have करते. Very good, very nice. So, what do you understand by doing Lakshmi Pujan? You attract Lakshmi. You satisfy Lakshmi. You please Lakshmi. If that is the case, tell me how many Lakshmi Pujan has Bill Gates done? आज तक बिल गेट्स ने कितनी लक्ष्मी पूजन की है? एलॉन मस्क ने कितने लक्ष्मी पूजन? पैसा तो वहां गिर रहा है, यहाँ क्यों? Because we are in the ट्रांसेंडेंटल स्पिरिचुअल प्लेटफॉर्म, वो लोग सिर्फ उसको पैसा जानते, हम उसको लक्ष्मी, एक देवी का स्वरूप मानते हैं. दैट व्हाट मेक इंडिया डिफरेंट, यूनिक एंड स्पेशल. Even if a 10 rupee note falls down in India, people will take it and put it in their, touch it to their eyes. Whereas you show me in the entire world, even if $100 bill falls down, will anyone take it up, lift it up and put it, respect it? We are the only country or the only cultured people who see God in everything. And that's what makes us unique and special. बाकी रही बात पूजा पाठ करके पैसा धन, तो आपको पता है इवन द एथिस्ट, तो नास्तिक हैं, they are also equally happy with lots of wealth and family, children, and they progress well. And they're nastics, mind you. So all this happens because as per the law of karma, आपने पूर्व में जो कर्म किए हैं, whatever karmas you have done in your earlier life or your earlier time, you enjoy that accordingly. If you have not done a good karma, please don't expect that you're going to enjoy it. As you sow, so you reap. It's an old proverb. Jaisi karni, वैसे भरनी. Nothing new about it. There's no rocket science in it. But still, we have heard it, we have understood it, but we have never applied it. That is the reason why we are always in a confused state. You have heard. Everyone knows. So that is one of the reasons why people are in a confused. So the bottom line of the first paragraph, what we understand is, we have to make a spiritual inquiry to a spiritual person. You want to invest into stock markets? Go and ask a person who is already a stock market guru. Stock market gurus आते हैं CNBC में और इधर उधर आते हैं, उनको जाके पूछो. बट हम लोग कहाँ जाके पूछते हैं? बाबा जी के पास. The best part is people go to Hanumanji's temple and क्या बोलते हैं? तुम तो ठहरे अखंड ब्रह्मचारी, हमको दे दो एक नारी. अरे जो खुद उसने शादी नहीं की है, उससे आप जाके बोल रहे हो मेरी शादी करवा दो. अरे उसने खुद शादी नहीं की. अरे प्लीज ask something, ask about the love for Lord Ramchandra ji, knowledge about Ramchandra ji to Hanuman, rather than asking these things. वो तो एक नास्तिक को भी मिलता है. अपने कर्म के हिसाब से वक्त आने पे सब कुछ अपने को मिल जाए. There is an old Hindi proverb, वक्त से पहले और नसीब से ज्यादा किसी को कुछ नहीं मिलता. Nothing. No one can deserve anything more than what he deserves as per the law of karma. So what is the first question a person should ask is, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Who am I? It's the first Vedanta Sutra. Does anyone know what is the meaning of Vedanta Sutra? What is the meaning of Vedanta Sutra? Okay, I'll put it in a very simple way. We all read newspapers, right? And in the newspaper is about the whole matter. Let's say the heading of the topic is the train accident in Delhi. Okay, that's the topic. And then the whole matter is described, how the accident happened and all that. Similarly, Vedanta Sutra. इसका अर्थ क्या है? जो वेदांत का सूत्र है ना, उसका जो अर्थ है ना, उसका सूत्र है. That is the headlines of the Vedas. Vedas deals various topics in depth. In each and every topic, there is a further subdivisions. So these are just the headlines. So you may say, sir, there are only 3 words. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. How come this is having so much of explanation? Yes, that is the headlines. And the whole matter is lot. So this is the first Vedanta Sutra. And what does this say? One should always inquire, who am I? How many of us have actually tried to inquire this? Who am I? From where have I come? What is my role in this world? And what is my destiny after death? We are all busy, collecting money, house, jameen, ghar, gadi, bangla, this and that. But have you ever thought, prepared, planned for our journey after death? And that is where your spirituality comes into picture. Spirituality is not for what you live today. Spirituality is how you're going to live tomorrow. Because what dies is the soul. Sorry, the body. The soul never dies. You always give the statement, right? Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dati pavaka, na chaklayodanti apo, na sositi maruta. We give all the attributes of the soul. Atma kabhi marti nahi, kabhi katti nahi, kabhi jalti nahi, ye, wo, everything. And what is forever is the soul. And what perishes fast is this body. And we are so much concerned about this body. इस शरीर को अच्छी तरह से साफ सुथरा रखना, ये रखना, वो. I don't say keep it dirty, but we are only focusing on the bodily level. Have you ever focused on the spiritual level? That is what Valmiki ji is teaching us. When you get a spiritual person, please inquire from him the spiritual progress or the spiritual status of yourself and how you have to progress in the spiritual path. And if that is not questioned, if this Atato Brahma Jigyasa doesn't come in a person, it's of no use. I've asked this question just 2 days before in the Bhagavad Gita session. What's the difference between human beings and animals? मनुष्य और जन्म पशु में क्या अंतर है? मनुष्य और पशु में अंतर यही है कि ईटिंग, स्लीपिंग, मेटिंग एंड डिफेंडिंग, आहार, निद्रा, भय, मैथुन, ये 4 चीज हम में और जानवर में कॉमन है. हम भी खाते हैं, जानवर भी खाते हैं. Might be we eat in a nice restaurant, a nice plate, but they also eat. Sleeping, we also sleep in a nice AC bedroom. They sleep in the road or the jungle. Mating, we also produce children. They also produce children. And last but not the least, if I come to hit you, you'll protect yourself. Even you go and hit a dog, either it will bite you or it will run away. तो फिर इंसान का स्पेशलिटी क्या है? अथतो ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा. धर्म अधिक विशेषो. Dharma is something which is superior, and that is what makes you special. So dharma अधिक विशेषो. And अथतो ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा जिस व्यक्ति में है वो इंसान है. He is a human being. Otherwise, सब लोग उठ के ऑफिस जाते हैं, पैसा कमाते हैं, खाना खाते हैं. The day is going off, the next day starts. It's a routine. दिन सूरज उगता है, सूरज ढलता है. और सूरज जब हर रोज जब सूरज ढलता है, people go to sunset points, in Mahabaleshwar and hill stations, all that. Wow, what a nice sunset. And the sun is setting daily. When you are in Bombay also it sets. Don't worry. It doesn't set only when you are in Mahabaleshwar or in Mathura. But mind you, least to the people realize with each sunset, one day of their life has reduced. And if one day is reduced, means their scope of inquiring about the spiritual content, that Atato Brahma Jigyasa, that time span, वो समय जो है वो कम होते जा रहा है. That's why Shastra says, Ayur harti vai pumsan, udyan astam che yanaso. Shastra says, Bhagavatam says, Ayur harti vai. Ayur means life. आपका जीवन का समय हरती ले लेता है. What takes away? Udyan astam cha yanaso. Udyan means the sunrise and sunset. एक एक दिन कटा. क्यों आज हमारा लेक्चर चालू हो गया, कम से कम आधा घंटा हुआ. सबके जीवन से आयु से आधा घंटा कम हो. All our lives are reduced by half an hour. But those who have attended, who have learned, who have taken some spiritual content in it, they are in a win-win situation. Those who wasted their time, that's why people, when they say we do time pass, my God, time is a resource. Please don't waste it. Use it. It's very powerful. It's very important. It has to be used correctly. So, Atato Brahma Jigyasa is a very important quality. And here, Valmiki is highlighting that same quality. He wants to know about God. God with these special qualities. Please mute everyone. With these special qualities, who is that one with these special qualities? Few of them are contradicting qualities, but still it can be present only in one person, and that is none other than. Yes, I would like someone to read the second paragraph. Come on, who will read fast?
Prabhuji, I'll read.
Yeah, please.
From Sage Valmiki's inquiry, we come to know that he is interested in God as he alone possesses all these 16 gunas, qualities. One could ask, in what way is this question unique? Many people possess some or all these characteristics. So how can this inquiry be about the Lord? The words Sampratham Loke means that in this world, one may possess these qualities, but in times of difficulties, one may give up these qualities. Some of these qualities will dwindle with time as we age, such as our attractive beauty and youth. It is rare to find all these qualities together in one person in fullness. In the case of God, these characteristics remain unchanged because God never grows old, nor in any kind of difficulty the Lord is ever troubled. The words Kasya Bibhyati Devascha means one who is not afraid of any Devi Devata. This has a significant meaning. This quality is only possessed by God. For example, we see many ministers with great power, but all these ministers get their power from the Prime Minister and work under his supervision. Similarly, all the devatas such as Brahma, Ganesh, Durga, and others are all under the jurisdiction of the supreme God Vishnu. Rama is an incarnation of Vishnu and work under him. In Bhagavad Gita 8.16, Krishna says, in the entire 14 planetary systems, starting from Brahmaloka to the lowest Patala Loka, there is repeated birth and death. But one who has achieved me, O Arjuna, is free from birth and death. This clearly shows that all devatas, including Brahma, must die, though they have a comparatively longer lifespan than ours. As a result, only God possesses all the qualities mentioned by sage Valmiki in verse 1 to 5. The answers he received from sage Narada refutes the philosophy that God is formless. Some sects believe that God is formless, but how could the creator of this entire creation, which has a definite form, be formless? Because God is addressed as Nirguna. Some people believe he lacks qualities and has no form. However, the term Nirguna refers to someone who is above the three gunas, that is Rajoguna, Satoguna, and Tamoguna. So God is above these three gunas. Sage Valmiki inquired about that person who possessed all 16 excellent characteristics. Hence, God is a person.
So first and foremost, before I continue, I'd like to inform all the viewers, the person who has read it, the Mataji who read this entire purport, this paragraph, is none other than Puja Mataji, who has done the entire editing of this book. I mean, many people may not be knowing this, just for information. She has done the proofreading, editing, and a lot of efforts in completing this book. So we have to thank her also in a big way. So coming to the topic of this paragraph, where sage Valmiki inquires about the 16 qualities. And he talks about Samprapta Loke. That means in this world who is possessing all these qualities. But what is so special? यहाँ पे कोई वीर्य होगा, कोई द्युतिमान होगा, कोई एफल्जेंट होगा, कोई अच्छा खूबसूरत, beautiful, handsome person रहेगा. But all these qualities are for time being. For example, beauty जीवन भर रहेगा. Lifelong you will not be having the same personality, same body. Slowly dwindle with time, बाल पकने लगेंगे, झुर्रियां आने लगी, कितना भी बोटॉक्स कर लो, कुछ भी कर लो, वक्त के साथ चेहरा बदल जाता है. बट आत्मा का चेहरा कभी नहीं. सेकेंड, अभी आप बहुत सत्य बोलने वाले हो, बट कभी कुछ मुसीबत का समय आ जाए. Suppose you are in some troubled situation. You might deviate from that. You might tell a lie just to protect yourself. So, as in bad situations, one may break his vow, one may break his promise, anything he may do. Whereas Lord is someone who is above all those qualities and he holds it correctly. And the most important quality, which the page number 14, the last line, where we talk about Kasya Viveti Devacha. What does that mean? Devi Devatas are under God. To understand the simple example of who is God, or what is the difference between God and Devi Devatas, we can understand it very simple. Devi Devatas are great personalities, supreme personalities, but they are not the supreme God. They are great personality, but they are living beings. That is why Lord, the Bhagavad Gita, Lord clearly says, "A Brahma Bhuna Loka Punarvartanti Tino Arjuna Mam Upatyatu Kaunteya Punarjanmana Vidyate." From Brahma Bhuna, that is verse number 8.16 in the Bhagavad Gita, clearly talks about Brahma Bhuna Loka. From the topmost Brahma Loka to the lowest, that is the Pata Loka. Everyone, every being has to die, has to take birth and has to die. But Lord says, one who comes to me did not take birth again. So what does this mean? Even Devi Devatas have to have a death, have to die, but they have a long lifespan compared to us. And mind you, even you can become a good Devi Devata one day. But you, as a body, no. But as a soul, yes, you may get a Devi Devata and you may live long. But there also you are serving God. जैसे अग्निदेव हुए, वरुणदेव हुए, what are they? Like in your ministry, who is the prime minister? Modi. But what about the other ministers? Someone is agriculture in ministry, someone is home, someone is defense, someone is finance. All these ministers have got some powers, but finally they are under the prime minister. Similarly, Devatas do possess some power. They are great personalities, great beings, and we have to show our respects to them. Please never try to say, oh, now I know Prabhuji has told me God is the supreme. No, I don't have to care for Devi Devatas. No, you have to respect them. You have to abide by their rules, but worship the supreme. That is why this question is asked by Valmiki specifically. वो कौन है जिसको देखे देवी देवता भी डरते हैं, और डरेगा कौन? Who are superior to the देवी देवता, उनसे ही वो डरेगा. और वो सुपीरियर एक ही व्यक्ति है और वो है भगवान. तो देवी देवताओं से sorry, the Devi Devatas are having a finite lifespan, and after so many thousands of years, even they have to undergo death. Before I go ahead, just one question for especially the newcomers. Though I have a few of my old students, but just for the newcomers, I have one question. And I want you all to unmute and speak and put on your videos also. Tell me, what is the benefit of going to heaven? What is the biggest benefit? हम लोग ने बचपन से सुना है ना, one should go to heaven. Go do good, you'll go to heaven, or else you'll go to hell, you'll rot in hell. So what is that heaven? What is that stuff? Come on, fast. I want the newcomers to speak. Those who are already connected with me for a long time, want to connect to Krishna consciousness, they know. But I want the newcomers. Yes, please speak.
To have a peaceful life in heaven.
Have a peaceful life in heaven. Okay. Good. What else? Something more. Narhara. Yes,
Prabhuji, I don't believe in hell and heaven now. I don't believe in heaven and hell.
Achha, you don't believe in heaven and hell. Very good. That's very nice. You don't believe in heaven and hell. Why? I mean, is there any specific reason?
Now many like Sadhguru is saying that heaven and hell is here. You don't have to die to see the heaven.
Achha, you don't have to die for going to heaven. Okay, heaven and hell is here. Okay. Okay. Somebody would like to support him? Yeah, Gayatri Mataji, please.
Prabhuji, heaven is the place where we will.
Oh, you are already connected, no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So why you are asking? I just mentioned the point very clearly. Those who are new, I asked them.
No, for this class I am new, Prabhuji.
You are new, but you are already connected to Krishna consciousness, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Correct. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes. Anybody else? On one more person, fast, from the new batch. I would like to know heaven and hell. What's the difference? Fast, 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 fast. Losing time. All are shy birds, huh? Okay. 2 points are received. One is someone telling me that he doesn't believe in heaven and hell. Okay, that's good. Secondly, one person told me that Mr. Suresh Kumar told that he wants to live peaceful in heaven. So, for your information, heaven is nothing but a place where you redeem your points, your good points. Like it's like your credit card, you get points, right? And you can redeem those points. So similarly, heaven is nothing but a place where you redeem your points. You go into heaven, and as per the amount of punyas what you have done, the pious activities what you have done, you get to enjoy. And your enjoyment is also materialistic. You enjoy with nice apsaras, you drink nice somras, and it's real enjoyment. But it is subjected to how much you have done punyas, that much amount you live in. And once that is done, you're back to this material world. वापस यहीं पे आना है. Okay. Right now I'm using my mobile data, so it's going fast. So I'll just conclude the class in 5 minutes. So that's heaven is temporary. The same applies to hell. As much your number of sins you do, you go and suffer in. Now both are redeeming points. Bad points you redeem in hell, good points you redeem in heaven. But when someone says, I don't believe as I don't see heaven or hell, Mr. Anarara, have you gone to jail by any time?
Gone to?
Huh?
I did not hear, Prabhuji.
I said, have you gone to jail any time?
No.
No. But jail exists or not?
Yes.
It exists, right?
Yes.
Though you have not gone, but jail exists. Or rather, you don't remember. Some births time you must have gone, some earlier birth. But abhi nahi gaye. So what do we understand from this? Jail is there. It is very much there. But since you don't have the remembrance, we think foolish people say there is no existence. Jail exists. Good and bad exists. If good exists, heaven exists. If bad exists, hell exists. So it's a very in-depth thing. So I'll just conclude the class in just 2 minutes because my net is almost over. So I can't take long time today, but we'll discuss the next class. We'll discuss at large. So that's another thing. And secondly, when this inquiry is coming, Lord is a person. Please understand, Lord is a person. There's a big war saying that Lord is Nirguna. He is without any shape or a figure. He is just a light or something. No, is something which is beyond our idea. Like, for example, has any one of you all seen coronavirus? None of us saw coronavirus. So we drew a green color virus picture and we said, this is coronavirus. But there was no coronavirus like that. You go and see the virus has got a finite shape and it looks different. But you need an instrument to see that insect or that virus. Similarly, to see God, you need to have a proper knowledge. It's like if I show you a virus under a microscope, electron microscope, and you do have no knowledge about it, will you be able to understand it? No. But the same virus, if you're a doctor or studied something on biotechnology and all that, then you will be able to identify. So with knowledge, one can see God, one can identify God. But lack of knowledge and lack of seeing, one can never see. Without knowledge, one can never see or identify. Okay, I would like to close today's session. Sorry, I don't have. I can close the YouTube session.